in the Raising Cane's guest chair. We were in.
Oh, that's a good intro.
Why is that funny, Chris Berman?
Well, you didn't know Zoe could play defense, so he's tackled me twice. I walked by once, you had me on. But I got on with Kansas City, which okay.
Right.
And I'm on my way out because I got to do whatever it is. And he tackled me again. So you know what? He is really the Chuck Bednarik of the 21st
Chuck
century.
Bednarik. You don't hear many names like that. I tell these guys.
Two-way player.
In the early 90s, when we played, we used to race home and get out of the team lot to get home to make sure we were in front of our TVs before primetime came on. That show, and I run into Billy Fairweather, who produced it for you up in Boston a lot. Billy's big Boston guys, him and Levy and all those guys. But that show was the show, man, before internet, before you could consume things on your phone. That's how you got the highlights. That's how you knew what your friends did. It was great. It was so good, Boomer.
Thank you. So here's the thing. When we we didn't know we would be this sort of reception. But a lot of the listeners don't even remember that until 15, 17 years ago, you got 3 games.
Yeah.
3 games.
Yeah.
There was no red zone. There was no... I'm from Kansas City, but I'm living in Boston, so I'll buy the package and watch the Chiefs, for example. There was none. So it wasn't because it was me and Tommy, although I think we were okay at it, and I think it's my favorite thing that I've ever done, but it's not about me. If you like pro football, you had to watch this, and the fact that wowed us.
You made it fun.
Players and coaches from 1 o'clock games, for example, would make sure. Bill told me that several times. He goes, Boomer, you got to understand.
It's appointment TV.
You got to understand. When I was defensive coordinator with the Giants, and Steve and Brian and Amanda were young, we'd all make sure we go home to watch. It wasn't so much me and Tom, but it was. We had no idea what was going on in the league. You might read the paper the next day.
Correct. You had to wait for the paper because we didn't have the internet. We didn't have phones. Nothing.
Actually, life was
could consume it
better that way, but that's okay. But that's another discussion. So it's a show I would watch if I wasn't doing it. And so I say this all the time. Let's say it was a lot of 10-6 games in the East, right? I mean, I'm just making it.
Yeah.
But Seattle 45, Arizona 42. 4% of the country saw it. Well, here's 5 minutes. Here you go.
Yeah.
Here's Matt Hasselbauer before. There's Jim Zorn. Here's Dave Craig throwing to Steve Largent.
But you had nicknames for everybody. And all the players wanted the nicknames.
A lot.
Yeah.
But because it wasn't
the obvious ones.
People weren't worried about their brand. It was acceptance. And it was
that's how you made the brand.
I felt it was thank you, Zoe. I felt it was the show, as it turned out. We're talking to our fans, yes, but our peeps. It was a football show for those in football, in addition to the fans. That's the way it turned out. It wasn't like we're that smart and go, oh, we're going to be great at this. Well, we could have been terrible. But we had we were allowed by the contract of primetime to show we had commercials, as much highlights as you want. No other station can do that. You're limited to 6 minutes or whatever it is now, 8 minutes total. Unless primetime had that hour, it was allowed. So there were some shows we did. So what are we on for an hour? Hello, how you doing? And then goodbye. So now we're down to 59 minutes. We have some commercials. We'd have 30-something minutes of highlights.
You had your sounder of the whoop. When you make the guy miss, could you do that?
Barry Sanders.
Whoop.
I did it for Barry Sanders.
Joe Montana was just here. My dad coached Joe in high school. And I told these guys the story. The air guitar.
It's my guy.
You were on top the speaker at the retirement party. Huey Lewis and the News was playing. Boomer's playing there, and you had a little bit of a knee issue after that, right?
I've had knee issues. That's why. I
remember carrying you out of there. That was fun.
That was a different reason. But
what a party!
Come on, Bay Area.
Yeah. Huey Lewis.
But that's why I don't ski anymore. Right. All right.
Right.
So after the third knee surgery, my really great friend, the orthopod, said, "Do you like skiing, Chris?" I do. Do you love skiing? No. Congratulations, you're done.
Are you allowed to skip leg day now, too? That's good.
Yeah, that's funny. I do what I want now.
That's good.
I'm almost 70 years old.
Chris, I know you love the history of the sport. I've heard you talk about it before. Did you find it unusual that the Hall of Fame voters only put 3 players in last night?
Yes. I don't vote. No. I don't vote. I'm the MC. I could vote. I'm not playing. Back in the day, Saturday was a 10-hour meeting for our show. I couldn't vote. They all did it on a Saturday. So they had asked me, so I don't vote. I wish I did. I covered everybody. Doesn't make me smarter, but I. So back to your question. Shocked. I had a feeling Adam would have to wait 1 or 2 years.
Did you?
Yes.
Okay.
Because
Why?
he's a kicker?
Huh?
Is it because he's a kicker?
Yeah. And it took Ray Guy 20 years to get in. And Ray Guy was the best punter of all time.
Yeah.
And will be 100 years from now.
Right.
Okay? Even though he's passed on. Knowing some of the, like some might, he's definitely in, because he is. Year 2 or year 3, we can't go right away. I thought if you're having me vote, and I'd have to look at stats and I'd have to listen to the presentations. I know maybe in Boston people aren't. We're going to take a defensive player. You had Luke Kuechly, you had Terrell Suggs, and Jared Allen, all of whom are great. Well, Eric Allen, DB, great guy, underrated player. But I was actually surprised he made it. But you have to go back and look. Okay, but to answer your question, and Gates, absolutely, that had to happen. He didn't go in his first year either, which is
okay.
Why not? Why not? So I thought Suggs might be of those 3, not including Eric, defensive back. He only had 1 coach nominated. It's either he's in or he's out. Last year they had no coaches. 1 was nominated. They said no, it was an older coach from the Lions in the 50s that won 3 times. But that's Mike Holmgren, like you're going to the problem of here's Tom Coughlin, here's Mike Shanahan, here's Reeves, Schottenheimer, some of that.
Yeah.
Okay, we as a coaches group have put 1 coach for. So now he's not good enough. He begat Andy Reid. I mean, he was the descendant of Bill Walsh. I know he won 1 Super Bowl. So what? At any rate, Sterling, I was thrilled. Sterling worked with us.
I know. He's great.
Yeah. You know how.
I said he was a good broadcaster. I loved him broadcast. He spoke so well.
Yeah, and he spoke to nobody when he played. He hated the media. He's
Really?
my friend.
Really? I don't remember that.
Don't get me wrong.
Yeah, I don't remember
Well,
that.
or he just didn't.
Okay.
Oh, no, he was rough. And then we couldn't stop him talking. No, but I'm saying that I love him.
Isn't it funny how it works
last
out?
night. I
Isn't it funny?
called him.
Yeah.
And well, he was numbers other than Jerry Rice had the best. He's Gale Sayers-ish. Nobody's Gale Sayers.
Yeah. Right.
Played 7 years. He would, the year before they won the Super Bowl, the one against the Patriots, but he had to retire. He would have been paralyzed on a normal hit. So, hello.
Yeah.
Football's great. But
that's like you giving up skiing. He had to give up football.
Just like it.
Pretty similar.
Me and Alberto Tomba, we were neck and neck at the time. So, to bring up an old name. Yeah, we've been throwing 8 in a year, and some I'm going, okay. I mean, they're obviously great if they make it, but yeah.
Just felt like a missed opportunity.
The Vinatieri will be a year or 2 from now. By the way, I'm not saying that's correct. That didn't surprise me. Eli Manning, that wasn't going to happen. Will it ever? Maybe. 1, 2 Super Bowls, record about 500. So that was not going to be a first-time ballot.
Yeah.
First time is kind of
special.
I mean, somebody didn't even vote for Ichiro, which is apples and oranges, but Willie Mays, there are like 10 people that didn't vote for Willie Mays.
Right.
Because he stunk. Right?
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Oh,
maybe next year.
Billy Wagner? What about Billy Wagner?
Yeah, Billy Wagner.
Billy Wagner?
Well, he added 100 more saves in the 10 years that he's been eligible. Yeah. You can't knock. He's almost as good. All right, I'm breaking aside, but you know how good Hack Wilson was? You're not going to get this any other talk show. 50 years, 60 years after he died, he has the record 190 RBIs in 1 year. They found one that they missed. He now has 191. Is that freaking good?
That's how good it is. That's
He's been
pretty
dead
freaking
for
good.
50 years. I just thought I'd throw that out.
I'm happy for him, though.
At any rate, Vinatieri, my God.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's going to go in. And when he goes in, he'll be the first American pure kicker. There's only 2. Jan Stenerud, ski jumper from Norway. Morten Andersen, Denmark. Lou Gross is in, but he also played other things.
Right.
Adam, my favorite Super Bowl interview, because I did it how many times?
Oh, for him?
Patriots and Colts 6 times,
Yep,
7, whatever it is. I said, Adam, we got to do it again for the Swami. I know. I said, so tell me the story about well, he's from South Dakota. Do you know this? Well, my great-great-great-grandfather was the band leader for Custer. He liked music out there. And that's South Dakota, da-da-da-da-da. He knew going into Little Bighorn, this is true, might be a little rough out there. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, that hadn't happened yet. You know, we're an underdog in this game.
I don't remember the odds on that one. You remember the odds on that one?
They were getting 8. Okay. He left the band behind. And so I had the same punchline, and Adam knew it was coming. He'd tell the 30-second story. The band, they had Custer, music, tubas, whatever they had, trombone, or whatever.
Yep.
And I said, so what you're telling me is that was the greatest miss in Vinatieri history.
There it is. Bang.
I mean, he knew. I know. I said, Adam, play along. Because you're going to get 40 seconds of airtime, and you're a freaking kicker. I mean, he's our friend.
Right.
He will be in maybe as soon as next year. Again, I don't know that. I don't vote. I wish I did, actually.
But he's going to get in.
Yeah.
I think we're all confident about that. He's going to get in.
And
Chris
he's
Berman,
like, you know what? He's like Carlton Fisk. More games Colts than Patriots.
we were just talking about that. Isn't it strange?
Yep.
It's weird.
More White Sox than Red Sox.
I remember Gostowski
That
had
should
a
have never
longer,
Actually,
longer career.
both should have never happened.
Yeah.
Especially Fisk, though.
Yeah.
That should have never happened.
Amen.
All right. Boomer, thanks. You got to
Boomer,
go, buddy.
Thank you for being here. We
Not
really
every
appreciate
show
it.
do you're going to hear about Hack Wilson.
No,
Okay?
no, and his number of RBI is always expanding.
So, listen, the only question I'll ask you guys,
Yeah.
I know you, hey, I've blown past the commercial before.
No, it's not us. They're telling us that you got to go. You got stuff to do.
We're going in Boston.
We're in Boston. Sorry.
so-
Derek Fulner, who's taking care of things here today. Sorry, Derek.
Listen,
we apologize.
Another, Abe and Louise, another big bowl of chowder on the show. I got it. Right, okay. So, how do folks, because I want to hear your opinion, and you can speak for the fans and yourselves, and then I will tell you what I've heard from those Patriots.
Okay.
What I hear from a lot of New England fans, not nasty at all. Of course, Boston fans are never nasty. We don't want the Chiefs to win because that might mean they're better than our team. No. So as fans, do you find that there's kind of we hope the Chiefs don't win because then someone will have done more than us from fans?
Yes.
And then what
The
do you
fans,
guys think? And answer honestly.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, I'll never think he's going to catch Tom. I think he's at halftime. I know the pace is there for Mahomes, but it's really about Brady and Mahomes. And then, but the funny thing, I think the more interesting one is Andy. Longer he can go here, he's going to catch Bill. Like
Well,
he's
Bill
creeping
is
up
going
on
to
him.
catch the other Shula. Mike, he won 13 games.
I can't believe he's in Carolina. I just can't believe he's in North Carolina.
Mike Shula catching strays.
So what do you think?
The fans absolutely are rooting against the Chiefs.
That's
anyway.
fine. I
They're
get it.
absolutely
Yes.
against them. They do not want them catching the Patriots in titles. They do not want Mahomes catching Brady. They do not want Andy Reid coming in the same stratosphere as Bill Belichick. Personally, I'm rooting for the Chiefs. I've always liked Mahomes. I like that team. And I, at this moment in time, am rooting for the Chiefs because I'm hoping that at this point, while the Chiefs start to sort of invade that territory and become the new dynasty in the league, and the memories of the Patriots start to fade a little bit, that it helps spark something within the Patriots to really get themselves off
Kick in
the
the
mat.
ass, yeah.
They need a kick in the ass. Get moving. Get going. Get yourself back in the conversation. Be a contender again like you were for so long.
Bill's Mafia should have been here. Like I was rooting for Buffalo badly.
They'll
this year.
be
Like,
here at some
I hope
point.
so. Yeah.
They'll next year. I don't know how. Somehow, like the Patriots would go to Denver and lose, and then they weren't in the conversation for the championship game. The Chiefs and the Bills won't hit head on next year. Now, what they do with that, I don't know what I mean by that. That's not a prediction,
Yeah,
but you
it
kind of
opens up
feel
for
that
us a little bit.
Someone's going to pop someone. Yeah.
Here's what I would say, though. I haven't seen Tom, but I think he said it. I saw Julian the other day. I heard about Gronk's interview with Travis Kelce. I heard it was great that they're doing for the pregame.
Yep.
And I've certainly heard it from Teddy, who I see every Sunday,
Yeah.
although I don't do that show anymore. He watches the first game before he drives home, and so we visit. all those Patriot players, I think all 4 of them, I can't tell you they're all 60.
Yeah.
Maybe Mike Brable feels the same way. I don't know. They are more singing the praises of the Chiefs because when you win by blocking a field goal and when you win by, there's a doink, but you got it close enough so that the young kicker, their third kicker, when everybody was hurt, had a 27-yarder, not a 35-yarder, so your odds are better to make it. Little things like when you win like that, they have my respect. Teddy said it for a month. Julian said it to me, too. I'm rooting for them. I find it interesting that a lot of those players are like, we know what we're watching because that was us. And I think
there's a lot of mutual respect there.
Yeah, that's my point.
There's an appreciation for it in the way it's done. Like, and like Clark Hunt came by and he's like, you know how hard it is to stay in this game. You guys know it. Like, I think he's even realizing it now. Like,
you play 20 games a year.
You got something special. So it's good seeing you, bud. You're the best.
So,
legend.
I won't sing again.
Nope.
Chris Berman, ESPN.
Listen, you guys it was fun. Thanks for the free chowder.
Hey, if you like that clip, check out more videos from Zolak and Bertrand right here. For more Patriots analysis and opinion, hit this playlist. And for all the latest from the Sports Hub, download the app at 985thesportshub.com.